paranormal. It surrounds us. It's everywhere. Tonight, you will hear from the people who live and work within these highly active locations, all in the efforts to discover America's most haunted. With your host, ghost hunter and author, Dan Terry.
Good evening, boys and ghouls. I am Dan Terry, your ghost host with the most haunted. And hey, check out the shirt, right? It's from St. Louis, right? I'm going back to Missouri, back to my old stomping. In fact, back to the town I worked in for so long. We're going to New Haven, Missouri. And I've told you some awesome stories about that area. And we're going to meet a new group there. They had just moved in, and as far as I know, hadn't even started doing the ghost stuff there yet when I moved to the Blue Ridge Mountains, or here in the Appalachians. So we didn't get to know each other, but I met them when I went back in October. They came to hear one of my lectures, and we got to talking. They got some great evidence of their own, and I want you to meet them. Now, this is RIP, Research in Paranormality. And this is a faith-based couple who do, and they have some other team members, but they go in without a cult, nothing, no Ouija boards, nothing like that. They go in just with their equipment to help. And that is their goal, is to help the people who are trapped in some kind of supernatural situation. Heather is a highly talented sensitive. And Shawn, well, she said he's ghost bait. So let's meet these two, because this ought to be a lot of fun. Hi, guys.
Hi, Dan.
Man, it's been, well, since October, but I first met you, and I feel like we've been friends forever, because you've been doing a lot of the same kind of things I've done. You're doing it now. You're helping people, which is awesome. So yeah. Why don't you tell me, have you always lived in Missouri?
I've lived in Missouri most of my life. I mean, okay. Other than the short time I spent in the military with the 82nd Airborne, and a little bit of time down in Oklahoma, but for the majority of my life, right here in Missouri. Heather's got a little bit different story, though.
Well, not going to get into it. Been abroad, England, Scotland, all that, Germany, Romania, kind of a little bit all over the place.
When did you determine you were sensitive? Is this something that's been going on since childhood?
Yes. Actually, it's kind of funny. My biological grandmother, she was Romanian gypsy. And her mother, it was like a gift thing, passed down, blah, 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 kind of things like that. Actually, it happened to me, started when I was like 4 years old. I was with my grandfather. We were taking a nap, and I was the only one with him when he passed away.
Okay.
From a year, I would say a few months to a year after that, until I was 13 or 14 years old, I seen my grandfather, and I'm like, okay, this is a little odd. But when I was growing up and in different places, I couldn't go into antique shops.
Okay.
It was really weird, because I would hear conversations that wasn't going on. And I would be able to touch something, and it was like, oh, I need to go over there instead of right over here. But I thought a lot of things were dormant and asleep, which they were until lately. And it woke up, but it woke up quick.
Okay. Again. So how long have you two been actually ghost hunting now?
Since May of last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've done quite a bit of interesting stuff. We talked a little bit about your Branson adventures.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was no.
And I think, if I remember right, Heather, you've had some major issues there, right?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We
Well,
did.
let's talk about that one a little bit, as much as you'd like to. I mean, this is your story, so go ahead.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, one of our members contacted these people. They
No.
had been trying to get people to help them out for a long time, but nobody would help them. And
she actually found him on TikTok. He was watching her videos, and he, like Shawn said, he contacted her, and she said, "We just need somebody that's real, that will listen to us, and we need help. This is getting really dangerous. I'm being attacked. My cat was being choked," and she sent us a video
of the cat, and it looked like something was just wringing its neck, and it wasn't making no sound because it had no oxygen. It's just violent. And bottles being thrown across the bathroom, doors opening and closing by themselves, all kinds of stuff on there. And when we got down there,
a black entity.
Yeah, dark entities. We got down there. I mean, we witnessed firsthand. All of a sudden, scissors just start swinging on the wall by themselves, and that went on for like 3 solid minutes. Doors opening by themselves, all kinds of weird stuff. We even caught a video of an orb right in front of her, and I mean, it zoomed across the screen so fast you couldn't even tell what it was.
I didn't even see anything.
But whenever I stopped the image and then I found the orb, I stopped it right in front of her. So she's wearing black, because when we go out, believe it or not, we kind of look like SWAT. we wear vests and stuff like that because we can carry a lot of equipment. We're not running back and forth to get stuff. It's just convenient. Anyway, it stopped in front of her. I stopped the video in front of her, and she's wearing black. And you could see this little white orb, and it had 2 legs, it had torso, had 2 arms, had a head, and had what looked like
orb.
That's not an orb.
and it had what looked like wings on it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a white, translucent kind of entity, that zipped in front of her. And I mean, the legs were bent, like it looked like a human body with wings, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, I mean, through the night, we had several issues we was dealing with. Lots of orbs and a lot of responses through spirit boxes and stuff. And the spirit bell was going off like you wouldn't believe.
But it's kind of funny because when Shawn was going over footage of that, he could see in the video the spirit bell moving.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's not supposed to do that.
And it was slowly being pushed off the table, which is weird. And then later on in the night, once they came back, that's when it really got kind of scary. You go ahead and tell them.
Okay.
I mean,
no, it's fine. She is a portal. Okay. She was younger.
She herself is a portal.
Yes.
That's because I mean, we contacted other people. We ran this by them and asked them, if I had a theory and I wanted to run it by them. When she was younger, she was married and she was pregnant with twins. And the guy she was with tried to kill her.
Yeah.
Tried to kill her, ran over her with the car, and wound up killing the twins. So I asked him, I said, with 2 lives passing away inside of her, is it possible that she's attracting these entities,
her mom's ashes are there. And
a lot of old antiques that were really, something treasured
her husband,
by relatives of her husband and herself. And anyway, go ahead.
No. So anyway, I'm actually a ordained minister and not online. When I used to live in Branson, I was affiliated with a little church, non-denominational, called Harvest Chapel. I'm actually an associate pastor with them, and I still communicate with them and everything else. And when we're down there, we, help them out. And if they need to fill in, I do my best what God gave me. And so that night, it was kind of put to the test because, like Shawn said, we had them come back because the activity we were getting started to slow down. So we said, okay, just come on back. Everything's fine. So they came back.
We were doing a cleansing on the house.
Well, everything, the whole environment of the house, whenever they came in the door, changed. And it was like, okay, this is really weird. So we did, I did an Estes method. She wanted to know if her mom was still there, or if she was still there, actually protecting her from something.
Her mom. Okay.
Yeah. So her mom was there.
One of her children,
if not both, but one of them.
Civil War soldier.
Right. A young Civil War soldier by the name of Jonathan.
Who had got shot in the head.
Yeah.
He had entered the Civil War with his father.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is all stuff that we got from the entity.
But also, we did research about the area before we went there to do it. It was Civil War skirmishes. Sorry, tongue-tied. And so just different things like that.
And the area at one point in time, before the development, was a really bad part of Branson. In other words, a lot of drug deals, murders, this, that, and the other. And so, even if the buildings that they were living in is fairly new, and we was like, even if it ain't the building, it might be the land. It might be something happened on that area. And, and then we kept getting the message that there was another entity, a dark entity,
yes.
And it was
really kind of funny because, and not funny, but so Jonathan would speak to Heidi. Their name is Heidi and Bill Johnson, and wonderful people. We still keep in touch, and
they're doing great.
Yes, everything's awesome. Her mom leaves little things for. But so Jonathan, the Civil War young man, he said, "Watch out for the dark one." And one evening, her and her husband Bill were getting ready to go out for the evening. Bill was in the kitchen, and she was getting ready, and she asked him, "Hey, how does this look?" And she thought it was her husband poke his head out from the hallway. And she said, "Well, you didn't answer me." And he said, "What?" And come to think of it, and come to find out, it wasn't even Bill. It was the dark entity that Jonathan said to watch out for. And during the Estes method, and they do have on camera, and we really need to try to figure out how to get you more footage. But anyway, the bathroom has got a lot of activity, and I was sitting right by it. I watched the video. Jonathan said something like "watch out" or something like that. And just at that time, because we were doing the Estes in their bedroom where most of the activity is, and the bathroom is connected to their bedroom.
Now, mind you, this was right after the door opened by itself.
Oh no, the door opened by itself after Jonathan said "watch out," and that was absolutely insane. And so they came back. We were doing a cleansing of the house, and Heidi started to get upset,
like mad, like seriously PO'd.
So we use a lot of faith-based items. We use holy water. We have holy water from our parish in Washington, St. Francis.
And St. Francis Borgia.
Yeah, St. Francis Borgia. Sure. And we also have holy water from the River Jordan, where Jesus Christ was baptized.
From the spot where he was baptized.
Okay. And we ended up, now, mind you, the three of us, it was only three of us at that time, and our three investigators. And on our vests, like Shawn said, we look like the SWAT team because we got tons of equipment. And thank God for these vests. But over our heart, we actually, each one of us has a bottle of holy water.
Okay.
And a patch of the cross,
Yeah.
of the Christian flag.
Yes. And so I said, something's wrong. This isn't right. She's not acting right. So I prayed over her with the holy water, her and her husband. And the regular holy water was not working.
Her skin got hot. She started sweating. I mean, it was hot to the touch.
Yeah. And I'm standing right in front of her.
And she almost lost consciousness. Her eyes rolled back in the back of her head, and she almost lost consciousness. I mean, and her husband had to hold her up.
Well, the whole thing is I looked at you and I said, I need River Jordan now.
So I went over and got the holy water from the River Jordan.
We were hoping we would not have to use that yet.
Mind you, at the same time, I'm using exorcism incense. I'm going through the area with exorcism incense burning.
Mm-hmm.
From the Catholic Church where I used to also attend when I wasn't attending my home-based church in Branson. Down the road is, I can't even think of the name of it now, but they gave us the recipe step by step and how to do it and how to get it blessed, just in case we would have to use it. And we used it. And now mind you, I'm right in front of her and I'm looking at her. I'm, every word that is used for Jesus Christ. This thing. All the names of God. Yes. Yeah. She was not having any of it. I gave her my rosary from Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris to hold on to, and she ended up breaking it and the chain, and all of a sudden she just snapped out of it. Instead of looking past me, she looked through me and she said, "What is that?" Now, mind you, we had window, back door open, so whatever was actually in her, when it expelled, it could leave and not come back. And it did. She's seen it. She was petrified.
It was not one to leave, but it left. And all she could say was a dark entity with no face.
Yeah.
And we then went after that. We went and sealed the door with black salt and cinnamon and prayers.
Yes.
And each window that led to their place, their front door, the back doors, everything. And ever since then, it's been quiet there.
And she is so thankful. And like I said, we keep in touch. And
now they want to go do an adventure with us, whenever we could. They want to go do the Crescent with us.
The Pantheon Castle.
And the Pantheon Castle, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not sure I'd want to get them involved in that this quickly after that, but
I wouldn't either.
So would you guys call this a full-fledged exorcism?
Well, of a malevolent spirit. It wasn't a demonic spirit by no means. I mean, those things take weeks. They take a team of people.
Sure.
This was a malevolent spirit that tried to possess her for a moment.
Well,
and found out it wasn't going to happen.
It did possess her for a moment, and I wouldn't say a super strong entity, but it was definitely, it tried to give us a run for our money.
It was strong enough that it could manipulate objects and do stuff around the house, but
Yeah.
But
all right. Yeah, so let me ask you, and I'm trying to figure out how to word this exactly. You're calling it a dark entity, but not demonic. Is it human?
Yes. We believe so. We believe it was human. And we got to remember that they sway that way every time they hear something bad. They think, is it a demon? But here's the deal, there's a lot of bad people out there that's not demons.
Right.
They're just bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And they pass on into the afterlife. They're still going to maintain those bad traits,
Yeah.
and do bad things, And not everything that bad's happening is caused by a demon,
No.
That's a very rare occasion, and I hope to God we never run into one. But
there's a first time for everything, and one thing that we always remember, we tell everybody that's really wanting to get into paranormal research and all that, and form a team, you have to believe in God. We can't say, "Oh, you got to believe in this or you got to believe in that," but
but that's the way we operate.
It helps.
We're faith-based in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. And,
I'm not sure you could ghost hunt without it, because ghosts
Exactly.
are spirits. These all go together.
Exactly.
So,
And one thing that we definitely don't do, we never, ever use our equipment inside the house.
Yeah, because once you find out about it, you got to live with it.
Yeah. Yeah, whether it's good or bad.
So you're saying in your house?
Yeah, we don't use it in our house at all.
No.
My little sister once asked me why I didn't go try to communicate with my parents. So it's because I may not want to hear what's going on. It's just not a good idea. And I tell people that all the time. Don't try to do it to your own home, because you might hear something you don't want to know.
Amen.
Exactly.
So, I'm with you. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I sent you all. Did you get to see it, or did it get to you? I sent you by mail drop, email. The Edelweiss, or however you pronounce it, winery, our investigation of it. Did you all get to see that?
Yes.
You've been back since then.
Yes.
And let me tell the audience here, I do have the video I sent them. I'm going to be putting up here shortly. I have shown you some of it, but I'm going to be showing you more of it with more stuff here in the next few weeks.
Awesome.
But you've been there too. So what happened with you all? What did you sense there?
Well, we went to the upstairs portion, and my wife made contact with a little boy that was up there in the corner. He was very shy.
Okay.
While we were up there, of course, we had REM pod and spirit ball activity. We also had Ray's backpack got pushed over.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
SLS. Our
SLS.
SLS camera.
We've had glasses. How down below that upstairs part, how they have glasses hanging there
In the tasting room.
In the tasting room, we've had those move. Just various little things like that. It was interesting. It was a nice place to go, and the good people there.
Oh,
They're very nice people there. We got nothing but great things to say about them.
I was unable to determine anything evil or mean or nothing. It was just the kids for some reason.
They're fun.
And there's a guy there who's like protecting them.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember his name. I got it in the video. So you all got to see the video.
Michael.
It was Michael.
Yes.
Did you all see the video? And you've taken your own now. So we may have to make that a 2-parter and get yours together and do the whole thing.
That sounds great.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah, we could try that. Maybe I can even talk race into a 2-hour show one night or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But we'll try. At any rate, so y'all have been there. You've had some excitement. Did you go down to the bar on 4th Street? All right.
Yes.
What did y'all get there?
We got a lot of REM pod activity.
SLSs.
We got EMFs. Let's see, what else did we got something. We got movement of something. I can't remember what it was, but
the checkerboard game, one of the checker pieces was moved. And that was really interesting.
Yeah, and and again, nice people there, great people.
Oh, yes.
And they don't
mind
it's
the
you.
Same owner, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We didn't know that. Well.
Yes. See, when we was there, the ghost from the bar followed her there from the bar because he knew he would get his message out. So he came with her to where we were working, and we got his information, his name, and all that good stuff. So she owns both places, and she invited us to both of them. So we took him up on it.
Nice.
Absolutely. We love him. We love Herman, though. I mean, Herman's great.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little town. Beautiful little town.
I would love to get back into the jail, because boy, we had some fun in the jail. See,
we haven't done that yet.
They're not allowing it anymore, but I'm hoping with the sheriff, when this sheriff who's in there now is in there a little while longer, he can get me back in. So we're going to try.
One of the main things, real quick, we like kind of pretty much take house calls. We don't do touristy stuff really. I mean, unless somebody says, "Hey, go with us here." Okay, but our main focus is families, and like if somebody else says, "Hey, I've got this property, we need some help." So,
and I what got us all into it. Basically, we did do a touristy thing right off the bat. We went to the Emmaus over there in Marthasville.
We'd love to have you go with us.
On my birthday.
Hold on.
Okay, hold on, folks, because I got to stop for a commercial break. I was going to hold the Emmaus. My wife used to work there, and so did her mother, so I do know something about it, though they never told me of anything paranormal, but want to talk about that. But if you'll hold on, I'll be right back, okay?
Go for it.
All right, friends. Boy, you can tell I'm excited, right? Because I'm talking to people right back where I started. I mean, again, I started back in 79, but went away to the service, eventually moved into New Haven. That's when it became mainstream and I could do it openly. And God, it's just so much fun talking to these folks. It's been awesome. And like I said, they've been to some of the same places I have now. So we can talk about the winery, the Edelweiss. But hey, there's other things I want to talk to you about, and I will do that right after you all watch this.
The new book, How to Research a Haunted House by paranormal investigator Margie Kay and professional researcher Violet Wisdom, is now available from Unex Media. This one-of-a-kind book explains how to do research on a house with uncommon methods and resources used by historic home researchers, and how to determine who may be doing the haunting and why. How to research a haunted house can be used by homeowners, renters, investors, and it should be in the library of all professional paranormal investigators. Get this unique book at unexmedia.com or amazon.com. That's unexmedia.com or amazon.com. The Unex Network presents a health and wellness spiritually based brand of hemp-derived CBD products made by Hopewell Farm in Harrogate, Tennessee. We apply our Cathara energy work with all of our plants and products. Our products made in small batches with only 2 ingredients of pure hemp, full spectrum crude oil, and coconut-derived MCT oil. Third-party lab tested for potency and legal THC levels with 6 strengths of 1 ounce oil to choose from. Know what you're buying and get what you pay for from Hopewell Farm. Applied directly to a specific area, Hopewell Farm topical salve in 1 ounce and ½ ounce sizes, made with pure hemp crude oil, comfrey extract, and all natural ingredients. Find the Hopewell Farm link and coupon code on the Unex Network website at unexnetwork.com. That's unexnetwork.com.
All right, friends, there is a lot going on with the Unexplained Network. I've got to get those new commercials. We have gone to the full name. We used to, it's always been the Unexplained Network, but we used Unex. And things are changing at the Unex. We've got 10 new shows or more coming out, a whole bunch of new shows, guys who are just absolutely incredible. Some of the shows we've had are going away, and it's going to be more based on real, stuff that we absolutely believe in. And I think you're going to like what goes on. I'm getting the whole story on all the new shows coming up to me. As soon as I find out more, I will tell you more. But we are now the Unexplained Network, and please leave me a comment every time I say Unex. Not that time, because I know I still do it. It slips out. It's been that word for 3 years, 4 years, 4 years. I think I've been doing this now, and now we're going to Unexplained Network. So, hey, remind me if you hear me say it, and I'll try and correct that. But right now, I want to get back to Heather and talk more about this some of the stuff we've been doing now. The Emmaus home was. I'm not a politically correct person. You all heard me lecture. I'm not.
That's correct. Okay.
But it's for people with disabilities, mental disabilities.
It was right.
It was open for how long? God, I know 30 years or more.
Yeah, definitely. It started out as a college first.
As a seminary college, I believe. And then it turned into
an asylum.
Okay.
For the mentally ill or
yeah. I don't think they accepted people who were like criminally ill. So
they did.
It was more of a home for them to get treatment and be treated right, treated fairly.
Yes.
So
people suffering from like Down syndrome,
epilepsy,
dyslexia, the things that they just couldn't, like if they just didn't seem right for society back then,
They didn't have how do I word this? The people who were there sometimes had nowhere else to go, but they were not there for their own because they did too many drugs, or this was people born with an issue.
Right. Correct.
So, and what did you find there? I'm just really curious.
We went kind of all over that place, and one of the things, we caught a photo of this one room. We took 2 photos in this one room that had this little desk, and we caught a shadow figure of a child behind the desk.
Oh, wow.
And then took another photo of it, and he moved out from behind the desk partially. And they're both shots are from the same spot, but you can definitely see a small head, and like a little child's body there.
One thing about Shawn, he loves to debunk things.
Yeah, I try to find a natural explanation. Like when the scissors moved down in Branson, okay? I'm like, did anybody hit this? Did this open?
Nope.
Did they bang on the wall here? I mean, it got to the point where I called the Seismology Institute just to see if there might have been an earthquake, a minor tremor that did it,
But
nothing,
no, I mean, and the thing is we were looking at the angle, we were looking at the lighting. Maybe it was a shadow of the chair, and nothing. It was like, okay, Shawn had never done an Estes method before in his life. He, there's this one room, the hydrotherapy room, and one of 2 ways, and it's really terrible, but one way the water's ice cold and ice, and they held the patients down, or it comes out hot, boiling hot, and it just depending on how the patient was. And this bathtub is original, and nurse, she was back in
giving a patient a hydrotherapy treatment, and the water, unfortunately, I guess they had issues with thermostat or something, and it came out boiling out hot.
Oh, shoot.
The patient grabbed her to help pull herself out and wound up pulling her in, but when she pulled her in, she banged her head on the side and it knocked her unconscious or something, and she wound up in the water, and the patient got out and left.
Watch your descriptions too.
And this woman was under that water for 2 hours in that boiling water. And the only way they knew that she was there, because everybody else had thought she'd already left, is that they heard something clanking, and it turned out to be her keys clanking against the side of the tub.
Yeah.
And by that time, as you can imagine, what happens to boiling meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, while we were in that room, I got groped. There was nobody behind me.
It was on his birthday.
Something grabbed me on the butt, and I was like, "What the heck?"
But it was really interesting because, it was the same bathtub that it happened in, and we had our thermal thermometers and everything.
Oh yeah.
And it was a pleasant evening, 55, 60 degrees.
And I was shooting the walls, shooting the area in the tub area. And I was getting readings of anywhere from 57 to 61 degrees off the walls and in different areas. And then I shot this one area and it went to -4.
And we have that video.
Okay.
-4 degrees. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, it was just crazy, but
and it was pointing right at, like this wall over here, this same wall, this section of the wall is 57.8 or whatever. And then all of a sudden I hit a spot and it's -4. And I'm like,
that just don't happen.
No, that's pretty wild.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was another one of our little adventures.
Well, you sent me a video that I thought was really cool, and it was on a picnic table. Can you set this one up, and then we'll play it?
Okay. We were
go for it.
We were at Stone Ledge Distillery over in Defiance, Missouri, and my wife over there had picked up on an entity that was hanging around the stairs over there. And it's on, they have like this outside patio, covered patio, and then it's got walls around it and stuff like that. But that's where they do like music and karaoke and all kinds of stuff in the summertime. Yeah. Anyway, we were out there and nobody else was out there, but they had Beyonce playing. And you know how she has her stuff, boy, you can't play nothing. So I had to record over the actual recording of it and narrate what happened. But we had REM pods set up at 2 different picnic tables. Okay. And we kept getting this SLS at this one table. And I was like, just go up there and touch that and set it off. And that's what I was kind of hoping for, is it set it off, and we catch the entity right there by it, setting it off. Oh, well, when it popped up right by it, boom, it not only popped up by it, but it pushed the REM pod over. So, okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's play that and see it.
It was copyrighted.
But you'll see, we asked the spirit to touch the REM pod, and they did a little bit more than just touch it. There you go.
So that thing actually shows it pushing it, basically. Yeah. One more time.
It was copyrighted.
But you'll see, we asked the spirit to touch the REM pod, and they did a little bit more than just touch it. There you go.
I have had my doubts about that particular style of camera, but that's hard to argue with.
Yeah.
The thing appeared by the antenna, and then the whole machine just flipped over.
Yeah. Yeah. And the people that own Stone Ledge, they are such nice people. It's a great little place to go. But anyway, we were just there. We were just hoping to catch, like some SLSs and maybe some REM pod activity. We never expected that. And to catch that on camera was just, it was great moment.
Now that video is longer, but I couldn't send it all to you.
What?
We had 2 REM pods set up. One at one end of the little building on one picnic table, and my REM pod on the other side.
And they were going off, but that's the one that we wanted to focus on. So.
But it was kind of funny because they were playing back and forth.
Yeah.
It would bounce to one, and then the other one would go off clear across the whole building. It was so weird because it was like, okay, over here.
Yeah, and they were a good 40 feet away from one another. So
they were playing with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They were showing off. They were showing off.
Some of these photos. Now, what do we got here with this building?
Okay, that building right there. A friend of ours called us and said he would like to see if there's anything about it and that property, but it was built in 1830. We're still trying to figure out who the original builder was, but this house has got so much history, really very family history, but then it's got like really super dark and not so good history.
And there's been multiple people that's passed away in the house.
Yeah.
And on the property.
Yeah. And it's a lot of it inside is still original, and it's going to take a lot of money to fix it up, but it is livable, but it just needs help.
Okay. And then you sent me this shed.
Yes, that right there is one of the original buildings that they kind of modified a little bit.
It has electrical wiring,
but it's
ran into
old.
it, but it's from the 30s, you know, the
Yeah.
old tube
Oh,
and
okay.
wire kind of stuff.
But this is the same property, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's multiple buildings, even though they're not all still standing on the property. So
Yeah.
And then that's a part of that same building.
that's still the
Now-
same shed. And what she was showing you there is how everything's in focus in one area, and then it's blurred out right there in that middle section.
Yeah.
Something passing in front of it and blurring it out. But
Okay. So you must have gotten some kind of pictures of somebody in your head, which you all drew.
yeah, I drew the photos or drew the pictures
What happened
according to her
with that is
description.
something made contact with me.
Okay.
And at first I wasn't really ready for it. I just seen the back of a gentleman the one day because I'd never been in the backyard yet. And I'm like, I have to go to the backyard. He goes, well, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I just have to go back there. And I seen him, yet he's back to me, and he just like walked away. I'm like, okay, that was odd. I'm like, am I even seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
The second time I see him, I really wasn't prepared. He was a older Negro man. And I hate even the term, but back then, slave. I got the name Silas, so I call him Mr. Silas to be a little more respectful to him. But what's really interesting about him, his face, marks across, scars across his eyes, scars all over his face. He's got a rope burn at his neck.
And brand.
And a brand, actually, I couldn't see what the brand looked like, but it was some kind of image branded into his skin. And the rope burn, like I said, and the eyes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At first, okay, I couldn't figure out why, like, where's his eyes? Because they were black. I couldn't see a thing about them.
Okay.
Explain it to Shawn, explain it to another friend of ours. And everybody's like, okay, don't pay attention to that. Anything, usually with blacked out eyes, demonic, trickster, all that. But I got his story, and he was, sorry, he showed me what happened that day, one day with him. He seen something he wasn't supposed to, and he was made an example of to the other workers on the grounds. And they executed him. They made his wife watch. 2 men, one on each side of her, was holding her down, and then with the other free hand that they had, they held her head back, forcing her to watch. And from that moment on, it just got more intense. And Shawn was really worried about me because ever since we started this ongoing investigation for our friend,
Mm-hmm.
this house, this property, not so much the house, but the property really has consumed me. It's affected my days, my nights, my sleeping, everything.
Sometimes at night she'll start screaming in her sleep, and I have to wake her up, pull her out of the dreams. There's not a day that goes by that she doesn't talk about the house 10, 15, 20 times a day. Okay. It's really become kind of an obsession for her because these entities that are communicating with her are so strong and so present when we're there.
Mm-hmm.
She gets so overwhelmed with emotion. She's bawling her eyes out and don't know what to do. And, it's really been quite disturbing. And here, I want to give a shout out to Ray, one of our newest members.
And you know him.
Yeah.
Ray worked with me for many years.
He's amazing.
He helped her learn how to channel that energy away and control it. And
the negative energy, at least.
Get rid of it so
Okay.
that you can function better, and not be so emotionally overwhelmed.
But this is...
And I truly appreciate it, Ray. If you're watching, thank you. God bless you.
But what is really interesting is there's so many trees on this property, and I'm thinking, okay, this is just, overthinking, blah, 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 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The tree he was executed in is still on the property. And as far as I know, that he's telling me he is buried under or beside that tree. When they finally cut his body down, with him seeing what he's seen, they removed what was left of his eyes, and they cut off his ring finger, and which I thought was kind of odd. But I found the tree, and Sunday we had taken Ray out there. We've been promising him for a long time to take him out there. We finally got to do it.
Now, mind you, we didn't point nothing out to him. We didn't say nothing to him about it. We weren't even in the area.
No.
We were down in the field somewhere. And all of a sudden he just looks and he points and he says, that tree right there is where he was hung at. And he pointed right to the exact tree. 4 acres of land, 300 plus trees on it. And he pointed to the exact same tree.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, he walked over there, put his hand on it, and he felt my energy that I was focused on with everything with that tree. He was like focused on everything that happened with that tree. There's 2 trees that was used on that property for that disgusting deed that was done.
Well, they were lynched.
Yes. But so we explored further on in the back yard, and our friend called us first because he goes, guys, I need help with this. This was on the registry, the historical. We need to get it back on there. Needs to be updated, back to better shape. The backyard has some graves in it. I'm like, oh, okay, about maybe 4 or 5, really. And he goes, try 12 to 15.
Slave yard.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, but he goes, the fun part is they're mostly unmarked.
Okay.
So, okay.
So now we're just trying to locate those graves, and
get them to be where they need to be so that they can.
Yeah.
And I've asked Mr. Silas, I said, why are you still here? You don't need to be. And it's almost like he doesn't understand he's passed on. That he's deceased. And he told me, but not so much verbally, because of course they can't speak verbally. Mm-hmm. And he told me in such a way that he has to remain there. He has to protect his family and his friends from whatever or whoever is there.
Okay. Well,
his job is done. But we got to the backyard, the slave quarters, the foundation's still there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in rubble. But he showed me what it looked like. His wife is trying to communicate with me now, and she is, in a way, she does not like men at all.
Huh. I can understand that.
Right.
There it is.
Right. Yeah. That's the barn. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the original barn. And
it's right next to the slave quarters.
Yes.
So,
okay.
But these things affect her so much. She did an Estes in the basement one time, and she passed out from it. I mean, just dropped everything, just
But
totally passed out.
real quick, I know we're on a time thing.
Go ahead.
Ray has never been there before, and the basement of the house is set up in 3 parts: modern concrete floor and walls, middle section starting to get to the stone walls and semi-concrete floor. Then you step down into the original. And I told Ray, I said, what do you feel about this room? He goes, this ain't right. And here, the very first time we were there are meat hooks about yay long. And we were hoping that they were for hams, whatever meat for the house. Ray confirmed my biggest fear about that.
Okay.
And it was not for meat. It
They
was
had chains strung up to them, and they would chain the slaves and hang them there, or
to
beat them. Before.
But yeah, before they were taken to be lynched. And all of a sudden, while 4 of us were down there, the whole environment down there changed. It wasn't cold. It wasn't cool like a basement or a cellar would be.
Mm-hmm.
No wind, and it was hard to breathe for Shawn. Ray was getting a headache.
He got thumped in the back of the head or something, and he had a little bit of a mark on the back of his head.
Anyway, he said, we're not alone. He said, there is a bad spirit here. He goes, and I think it's a slave master.
Okay.
Just flat out, and Ray's never been there. And that's why the other day when I said, poor Ray, he's got a lot more than what he bargained for.
And at one point he said he just left the room, and I videotaped over in the area where it steps up and over into the other portion of the basement, and I got a mist going across the floor.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and that was too much. But yep, continue, sir.
Well, we've got one more video. We'll pop in here real quick, and then we'll have to go. But
okay,
do you want to try to set this video up?
Oh.
I think that's at the Emmaus.
I don't know.
I believe that's what you said. Let's just watch it.
You're right in front of me, aren't you? I seen you. Where'd you go? There you are. What was your name? Were you one of the people that hung themselves in this room? And you left. Okay. Yes. All right. That was the Emmaus. That was actually, the funny thing is, real quick, we went for a yard sale there. And the owner now, she said, explore what you want a little bit. I'll let you go, down this area, go for it. Now, mind you, we don't carry all of our equipment on us like 24/7. We do have some apps that are amazing. On
our phones.
And a couple of them Ray actually told us about. And so okay, cool. Shawn was completely on the other side. That was the laundry room.
Okay.
He was completely on the other side. I was in this room that I was videoing, and they used to have a chair that was actually left there because
in the corner of the room.
Yeah, in the corner of the room, but it was pitch black in there. Where at least a nurse or 2, I believe, actually committed suicide.
Okay.
And so anyway, I was getting these SLSs, and right in front of me, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then I was so dumbfounded that it was right in front of me. This shadow, Shawn's hollering from the other side. This shadow comes, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah,
Cool
it was
All right.
a little interesting.
Well, we'll have to talk more about that sometime soon. So,
yeah, definitely.
I do have to go, though, because we are really coming in close here. But that's what happens when I talk to interesting people. I lose track of it. Yeah. So, all right. Well, Shawn and Heather, thanks for being on, and thanks for talking with me. The evidence. We got to do this again sometime. If you guys go out and hit some of these places again, get our track down some of your other evidence,
Yep.
we'll have to do this again. All right.
Definitely.
All right.
Really
Okay, guys.
enjoyed it.
I'm going to take you off the screen, but hang loose for a little bit because I've got to talk to you afterwards. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, my friends, there's just real quick, I want to remind you about the Unexplained Network, and it is growing. I mean, there's going to be more new shows, 10 new shows coming in. These are the real experts too, guys. Yeah, and again, we do everything: UFOs, ghosts, cryptids. We're hitting it all, and you need to be on this ride. And you know how to do that is to go to the UNX Network, and that's the thing, unxnetwork.com. And I don't need comments on that one. And you go to unxnetwork.com, little ways down on the opening screen, you can put your name in, become a member. It explains some of the different styles of membership you can have, and you get so much with that. And I want to hit you on we get the newsletter, which I think comes out weekly now. We've got the blog. The blog comes out usually when something big's going on, and folks, I'm telling you, we were ahead of the game on the Tic Tacs. We were ahead of the game on the flying cryptids that's been seen around the country, and a lot of the other stuff too. But mostly the Tic Tacs. Just so much interesting things going on out there. And of course, you will, if you're a member, get the magazine, which is every 2 months. And the magazine's got some really neat stuff in it. Here's like the one on the left. I actually had 2 stories in that one. One on the battleship North Carolina being haunted, and one about Halloween legends. I had a good one on this one on dolls, which I think everyone knows who watches this show at all. They creep me the heck out. Can't take dolls. And this one here, Last Call at the Devil's Diner. I was on the first and third investigations at the Tri-County Truck Stop on Old Route 66 out of St. Louis. Had some amazing, incredible adventures there. Last March, it got hit by a tornado and pretty much destroyed. So this was the last stories I could write about the place, especially when I used to do tours through there for charity. But there is so much going on the UNX Network. You need to be a member. Jump in, check it out. And I'm going to let you guys go now. Sorry to keep you so long, but gosh, we've been having so much fun today. Thanks again to Heather and Shawn. They're really great to have them on here and talk to them. I got to talk to them before, and they were a lot of fun. So you guys try and stay comfortable. I know we're in that weird time when it's cool one day and warm the next, but we're going to get over that real quick. And most important of all, my friends, stay spooked. Good night.